Hey everybody, I think we need to talk.
Shoot him, Kevin.
Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. So today's video is inspired by a video that Ash put out. I will ask my editor to put the link in the description to the video that he made where he talked about how the trends on Google Trends are indicating a lack of interest in Raid Shadow Legends. Viewership on YouTube is down and there are indications that the player base may be starting to die down. And I wanted to talk about that myself. I wanted to give a different perspective. I wanted to give insight about what I'm seeing as a clan leader, what I'm experiencing as a player, and just give you guys my opinions. And as I always like to do in these types of videos, I want to give a major disclaimer. These are my opinions. This is my thoughts. This is how I feel. You are not obligated to feel the same way. You are welcome to feel how you want to feel. But these are the things that are frustrating to me. These are the things that I'm seeing and the stuff that I would prefer to see get improved in general when it comes to this game. Now, I highly recommend that you guys go and check out that video that Ash put out. There's a lot of good information in there. I felt like he brings up a lot of great points. So for me, as a clan leader, I have had a couple of people quitting over the last few weeks, and in the coming days, I'm having 2 of my officers quitting the game. Listen up, I just got a new promo link that you can use to follow along with me on my latest free-to-play adventure and get a free Elenaril as well as 3 more powerful epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril right after signing up, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you progress through Raid. Click on my link right now and let's crush this together, which is very, very upsetting to see. I'm very sad about it because these are good friends. One of them has been in the clan since I started the clan. To put it in perspective for you guys, one of the people leaving the clan was essential in us killing Nightmare Demon Lord clan boss for the first time, right? Like, that's how far back in the history of the clan this stuff goes. And it's a friend. I'm sad to see them go, but life happens. I get it. But what's the number one reason that they are saying, hey, we want to take a break? Time in the game. It's too much. It's too much. There's just stuff has become too hard. Stuff takes too long. And for me, it comes down to one very, very simple thing. For the longest time, I know I have, and I feel like the community has too, I feel like we've been asking for quality of life improvements. And what did they do? They gave us more content. Boom, boom, boom. There's not enough time. I was running 3 accounts at one point, and I felt pretty okay to do those 3 accounts. But I've been running 2 accounts forever. Almost 2 years I was running 2 accounts. Very happy with the performance of both accounts. One account wasn't taking more time than the other. Everything was going fine. I will be completely transparent. Other life issues are what caused me to stop playing other accounts and only focus on one account. I want to be clear about that. But those other life issues required more time from me, which meant I had to go and not play this game as much. And as such, I had to switch down to just one version of the game. But even still, I don't have enough time to play Raid to the efficiency that I would like to play it at. I miss Doom Tower. I miss Faction Wars. And when I say I miss, I mean that I don't accomplish those. I miss my daily quests on a regular basis. I miss Doom Tower on a regular basis. Tag Team Arena, I miss. Even Classic Arena, I don't have time to knock everything out. And there are some days where I'm so overwhelmed and so swamped that I barely play the game at all. I do my clan boss, my Demon Lord, and then I run whatever tournament or event that I want to do. I set that up on auto and it runs. And currently this is what I've been running, right? I've been doing the Sand Devil because I'm trying to get at least to 4,200. I don't care about this reward at all. And that kind of ties into some other factors about this. Yeah, it's just the game is frustrating right now. And I'll be honest with you guys, I can't be bothered to find a better team. Like, I don't care to do stage 30 of this dungeon. You have players that have been playing for years longer than me, that have spent more money than me, still having issues finding 100% team. You can miss me with that. Like, it's not worth it to me to invest my time and energy trying to solve this boss at this point. I know the gear is really good, and I'm only hurting myself by not doing it. And you know, that's the choices that I kind of have to make now, is like I have to make sacrifices on things that should be fun and entertaining in the game, and instead they're just hard and frustrating. And I know a lot of people are going to come at me in the comments and be like, oh, well, you were complaining that it was certain things were too easy, now it's challenging and you don't want to do it. I don't really have an answer for that, I guess, but when I'm seeing my friends quit the game and I'm seeing trends and potential evidence that things are going bad in the game, it makes these problems so much more telling to me. When you think about all of the things that I have to do in a day, I've got to do 8 Cursed City. I might have to manual some of those. Doom Tower, pretty consistent, got it on farm. The new auto run feature is really great, so that's not too much of a problem. You got Clan Boss. I still have to do my Chimeras, and I only have 4 hours to do it. And I have to manual both of those fights, which sucks, because if I don't, they fail. You've got Tag Team Arena, which I want to do because I'm back to Silver 4. I want to hit Gold 1 because I'm able to get Ramatu. That's my biggest holdup for getting Ramatu right now, is hitting Gold 1 or hitting Gold in Tag Team Arena. Live Arena is a big issue for me because I feel like that whenever it's active, I'm not available to play. I'm doing things with my family. I'm spending time with them. I'm doing chores around the house. I'm occupied in other ways quite often when Live Arena is active. And I get why they don't want to make it available all of the time, but I don't know, man. I feel like you could get away with it, but I don't know. What do I know? Obviously, hard faction wars is a pretty big issue as well as far as time goes, but I'll talk a little bit more about hard faction wars in a second. The time is the biggest issue for me in the game, and I had to go from 2 accounts down to 1 because of time. And technically I had 3 accounts going, but I say 2 accounts because I did 2 accounts for so long simultaneously. It's just a very frustrating time, and I don't know how they fix it. But I will talk about one big issue that kind of encompasses all of this. I think the biggest frustration in the game right now, for me at least, and this, I will say this is just for me, is the way that they have made content challenging isn't fun. And I've said this from the start. When your only way of making stuff more difficult is to just limit the roster you can use, it's not enjoyable for me. I don't like it. This is a problem in City of Centranos, right? I talked about this when it first came out. To hear that, oh yeah, you need to go do, these bosses, but we're going to limit your roster and how you can do it. Let me go to hard, and look at some of the rooms that I can't beat, right? Here's one where like, I just don't have sure, I could level Alice, and I could level 2 Alices even to be able to do this one room. I don't care enough to do that. Sure, Carnage is a great reward, but it's not rewarding enough for me to go build an Alice. Don't get me wrong, Alice is great, but I'm not going to build somebody just to get through one room in City of Centranos. I don't care that much. I don't care enough. Are there players out there who care that much? Absolutely. Great for them. That's awesome. I'm glad that they exist. But when a game is only for those players, other players are going to get left in the dust. This is another one that I can't do. I have a full team of 60s, but I don't really have a damage dealer within these factions. I have Helicath. Oh, you can't see it, but I have Helicath, who, again, another champion that I would have to level and build. Let me go back to that other one real quick for you guys so you can see what I was talking about. For this one right here, I could use Alice, right? I was blocking it before, but I just wanted you to see what I was talking about. So yeah, it's just, that isn't enjoyable for me to sit there and say, hey, you have these champions that you've invested in, but you can't use them to complete this really challenging content because we want you to buy more shards. We want you to buy more champions. And it's frustrating. And that frustration continues into other areas of the game, like hard faction wars. You might come to a level where you need to have leech, and you might just not have anybody on your roster that has leech in that faction, period, dot. And you just don't get to do it. And that's different, in my opinion, that's different from what it would have been in regular faction wars. So I think about regular faction wars, right? On my free-to-play account, the main one, the one that you guys watched for, 2 years, that account doesn't have Lydia. But I never felt like I was inconvenienced by my roster pulls. I was simply inconvenienced by the fact I wasn't inconvenienced. I just didn't take the time to build the champions and do it. But that's where you could find an epic. You could find an epic gem. You could find a nuker, right? Like that's where champions like Filja and Melga come in handy, right? That's a great support for you to be able to get through faction wars, is something like Melga. Morag can really shine in those areas. But now, due to the both added difficulty and frustrating limitations that you might have on a room where you have to also bring a burner, for example, your options are so much more limited, and you need your absolute best gear. So you're just moving your gear all around to these different champions, and it's quite frustrating. I get that it's a long-term thing and that our accounts are supposed to get better and therefore be able to do hard faction wars. I understand that's okay, but it's frustrating when it's limited to a couple of champions. Now, I'm going to use this as an example. Stage 8 of dwarves. This, just full disclosure, as an example, I'm using this because, quite frankly, I could do this if I just put accuracy gear on my Trunda. I could land HP burns very, very easily. But let's imagine for a second that I don't have Trunda, okay? So if I don't have Trunda and we go and we look at dwarves in faction wars and we look at burns, we've got Herndig has a burn. I can't remember if Brogni does. Brogni does, but it's a single target. Same thing with Geomancer. Like, you're telling me I'd have to do this 15 times. It's a 3-turn cooldown when booked, but that's frustrating to say the least, right? Granjar, another one that has an AoE burn. So let's say I didn't have Trunda, and we would say that Trunda could be used. So I have to pull a Trunda, I have to pull a Herndig, or I have to get Granjar from Doom Tower. Okay, so that's 3 champions. Now let's say that we're progressing regular faction wars. Pretty much everybody in here would help me just accomplish beating difficult minions, with the exception of maybe Nari. Like, there are definitely some champions that aren't going to be helpful, but let's say that I'm on regular faction wars and I don't have half of this roster, or let's say I don't have any legendaries in this faction and I get Molly. That is huge. That's huge. That's super fun. That's, because now I have a champion that can control the waves, and I might be able to push through a couple more using some of my epic champions, right? Using Filja for AoE damage and Melga, right? Like I was saying. So now we level that up and we say we have hard faction wars without the stupid limitation stuff. So now it changes and it becomes, okay, I need nukers that are legendaries now because the damage output of Filja, while good, just doesn't quite compare to what some of the legendaries are. But then what are my options? Well, then you have Herndig that you could get, right? You could get, I think even Samar can reasonably hit hard. You've got, Newt for killing bosses, Tholen, a fusion that happened. Oh, I built Tholen. Now I can do these waves that were challenging. I feel like, instead of only having 3 options, I could be excited about pulling an Uugo. I could be excited about pulling Mountain King even, or Samar Gem Cursed, because he might be the answer to faction wars. The problem right now is that those champions that I all listed off don't have other than Herndeg, don't have the burns that I would need to complete that one level. And this gets translated further to provoke, to freeze, to leech, to all these other poisons, these other requirements that you're putting on there that are just meaning that I need to pull this one champion instead of being excited about the legendary champion that I just pulled. So many champions now, if this was a completely empty dwarven thing and I was to pull Molly right now, I don't know that I would be excited except for one area of hard faction wars. I don't know if I'm really making sense here, guys, but it's just kind of a general, thing where I just feel like everyone gets put into a box now because they're either good in hard faction wars. The generalists are falling away, I feel like, at this point. And I wouldn't be excited about a lot of different champions right now because of the nature of the game. Like Corvus, a champion I don't have. He has poisons, so I might be really excited about pulling him for hard faction wars. But, what if I pulled Errol? Errol can do pretty good damage, an AoE hitter. I should be excited about this. But if I was progressing regular faction wars and I pulled an Errol, yay, that's great. But pushing hard faction wars and I pull an Errol, well, that's not great because he doesn't have provoke or poisons or leech or these limiting factors that just aren't fun to play around. So for me personally, the one thing that is so exciting about this game, which is opening shards, isn't really fun anymore because the only champions that I want to get, the only shards that I want to pull are primals. I don't care about void shards. I don't care about sacred shards, ancient shards. If I get a regular non-void legendary, it is highly unlikely that I'm going to be excited about it. And I understand that that is bound to happen at the point in a game's progress, but it just, then what am I playing the game for, at this point? I want to collect champions. I want to get fun, cool new things to play with, and the new things that I get are just instant vault for the most part because I probably have something else that fills their role. And if the argument is, well, you can use them in hard faction wars and they will get this one room of your 21 rooms completed for you, cool. I used them once. They completed that room for me. They fulfilled my leech requirement. Now they go in the vault, and then now I have to wait until I get a provoke one or a freeze one. I don't know. I've beaten the point to death and the video is getting kind of long, guys, but those are my frustrations. It's not enjoyable. I love this game. I want this game to succeed. I understand that I just sit here and complained about it, but I want to be clear about the purpose of this video. I am not trying to convince you to feel a certain way. I am expressing, and I'm trying to express it in a way that will make sense so that if somebody in Plarium or a viewer or other people see this, they can understand how to maybe articulate their frustrations, because sometimes you can be like, man, I'm not having fun in this game, but I don't really know why. And I know why. I can analyze it and see it. And so, I just wanted to make this video to kind of talk about those things. These videos always do very badly for me, poor viewership, and I get hit in the comments really, really hard. But I don't want to see this game falter. I don't want to see things go a certain direction in this game. And I would really like to see them take these thoughts and take what I'm saying seriously and make changes matter that we want. They've already listed that there's a start coming. That's good, but I don't want any more content. I want you to fix the things that are frustrating right now in the game. Whether that's hard faction wars, whether that's the fact that I can't see what my teammates did in siege battles, whether that's, a better chat that doesn't get erased at the end of, every reset. I don't know, but there's a lot of quality of life stuff that I would really, really like to see. And I think it needs to be implemented at this point, because I don't have enough time to play your game right now. So, all right, guys. Well, I just want to say thank you for watching. I know not the greatest video, but it had to be said. So for those of you that stuck around, thank you for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. We do have some shard pulls coming up soon, because again, I'm still going to be playing the game. I love the game. I'm going to keep playing it. It's just frustrating me. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.